It is 10 a.m. We will call this Brimfield Township special meeting to order. I need a motion to accept the agenda. This is to discuss the award contracts in police department.
In the cemetery.
In the cemetery. Yep.
Yes, I make that motion to accept the agenda that includes those 3 items.
All right, I will second that. Roll call.
Nick,
Yes,
Sue,
Yes.
and Mike is absent. All right, agenda topic number 1, Dave Rufner, the floor is yours. Dave, if you want to come sit up here just so you can do the presentation. Yeah, I'm gonna make you do it.
Oh, man. Morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, running.
Yeah.
Got chip and seal going on today and everything else.
Hey, it's Monday morning.
Oh, yeah. I would like the board, as we had our bid openings last week, I would like the board to okay Cardinal Asphalt as being awarded the project for Pembroke and Sterling Green. Through the county went through all the bids and stuff, and everything's right on cue with it. So.
So I will make that motion to accept the bid for Pembroke and Sterling Green from, which company was it?
Cardinal Asphalt.
Cardinal Asphalt. I need a second for discussion.
Second for discussion.
All right, so what did that come in at?
It came in at $182,696.25.
Okay, that's the one I was, so they checked, everything checked out on it? 'Cause it was a little bit lower than the others, so I just
Right.
want to make sure.
No, they went through all the bids, everything's right on par. They double check everything to make sure somebody didn't miss something. And, they're right there.
No concerns there for you?
Nope, no concerns. They actually, I'm pretty sure this is the company that did Hunter's Ridge for us.
Okay,
They did a really excellent job out there before, so no concerns.
all right. Sue, questions or concerns on this one?
Well, my question was, and Dave already answered it, my question was, do we have any other project they've done that we could look at to see the quality of their work? And if they've done Hunter's Ridge, then they're all right.
Yeah, I haven't had complete time to completely make sure that, but I'm pretty positive that's who did that,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Sometimes the cheapest isn't always the best,
Correct.
but with the county overseeing everything and looking at all the specs to make sure everything's the way it should be, I have no difficulty with that.
Any further questions?
No.
All right, hearing none, roll call.
Nick,
Yes?
Sue,
Yes.
All right, motion passes. So you can move on to the next stage. Do you need signatures or anything?
Signatures on the second page. You get within 6 feet.
Is that a black pen?
Blue.
Let me use the same pen then.
When can we expect them to start? What's the?
We still gotta get the prosecutor to sign it off and, get our signatures, and that's why we're doing this as quick as possible, so we can get on the list. And we'll get kind of a rough date.
Okay, do you think we'll have an idea by next trustee meeting?
We might,
Okay,
cause we still gotta do, pre-job go over and all that kind of stuff, so we may have a date, maybe tentatively for the next meeting, so.
I just know everybody's excited.
Yeah, well, so am I, if I can get everything done rolling.
Right.
All right, I'm cutting out.
All right, yep. Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next up is the police department. Captain Atkins, you're up.
All right, so the last time the department had any kind of respirator purchase for officers was over 10 years ago. I mean, we might be pushing close to 15 years. So those of us who still remain, who've been here that long, which is only 4 or 5 of us that still have our respirators, they're cracked and breaking. I don't even know if they'll hold a seal anymore. And we also have multiple new officers, close to 10, that do not have a respirator. In the past, we've shared respirators, and we went to assist Kent PD, Kent State for when they had like May 4th events that got out of control. But we're getting to the point where we need everyone to have their own in case something happens here. And we don't know the ones that are good enough. if they'll hold a seal anymore, and the majority of us don't have our own. So based on the current events across the country, we just want to be prepared if something does happen here, and everybody on shift will have a respirator available. So I'm asking the board to approve a purchase to ST Customs, who we've used for drug testing kits in the past. The owner, Sam Todd, is a former Portage County Metro SWAT member, a retired Kent PD officer. It's his company. He's quoted us for 17 respirators and 40 riot control filters, so it protect against CS gas. The 40 would give us, every officer would have 2 filters and would have a few spares. So the total cost for that, this bid is $8,683. And again, that would equip 17 officers with a brand new state-of-the-art respirator, very similar to what the SWAT team uses right now, and enough respirators for every officer to have enough filters for every officer to have 2 filters.
Okay, so I'll make, you want to make a motion?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid to, what was the company name again?
ST Customs / Black Cloud Office.
ST Customs to not exceed, what was the total price?
$8,683.
$8,750. Okay.
I'll second that.
So I talked to Chief about this on the phone before we did this. This is coming out of the M&I fund, I believe. So just, that's where,
Okay.
that's the funding line. John had looked at this also. I asked Chief to talk to him before the meeting, to make sure the funding was available. And then you guys are gonna get fit testing and all that once they come in, I believe I talked about.
Yeah,
that.
we'll get with the fire department to help with fit testing. The majority of people will use a medium. There are 2 of us left over who still have them, so we know what sizes.
Okay.
We're a bigger size, so Kanar and I will be a large, but the majority of the people, we were able to base it on our head size, who's the right one.
Okay,
And then we'll do fit testing with the fire department once they get here to make sure they're
and then we'll do
size.
annual fit testing going forward, I would assume.
Well, it's gonna stay the same normally, we could, but it's.
So we're gonna have to under HERP. So we gotta, every year they're
Okay.
supposed to get fit tested, just to make sure.
Okay,
Because plus or minus 20 pounds could affect fit.
we'll still get with the fire department every year.
Yeah, they can just do it over here.
Okay.
Just make sure we keep that process up. Other questions?
No, I'm just glad to see the police department being proactive for not when it comes, not if it comes, but it could have been very, very bad for us this last 3 months.
It's sad that we're having to prepare like this. We've always been, we'll help Kent City and we'll help Kent State, and we'll just gather up a few people and get the gear we have and share it. But now we're to the point that we might be calling someone else.
We've
to
reached
help
that
us.
point. We've passed
We need
that
to have
point.
our own.
Yeah.
I don't want people scrambling to find, looking in someone else's car or someone else's bag to find a mask when, tear gas is flying.
Right, well, and I'd rather them have it, not need it, than need it and not have it.
Correct.
I mean, it's just that they're our employees, they're part of basically the Brimfield family, right? So we want to make sure they have everything they need.
Yep.
Other questions?
I have a quick question. You said respirators and what?
Just filters.
Okay, filters. And then that price was, you said 8,750?
Yeah,
Okay,
not to
cool.
exceed.
Thank you.
I'll send you official PO request when I get back to
Okay,
the office.
cool, thank you.
All right. If hearing no other, roll call?
Nick,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
All right, motion passes.
Thank
Anything
you.
else for us?
That's it.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks. Good day.
All right. Sue, you had something on the cemetery?
Yeah, I have something here in the cemetery. At our township trustee meeting, last time we wanted to utilize the monument that we purchased for the scattering garden, which isn't being used, to transfer it over to the pioneer section. So I came up with this. The face of the monument is totally blank. And so we wanted to put on there at the top, pioneer section at Restland Cemetery, 1801 to 1904. And then put honoring many of Brimfield Township's early settlers, because all the settlers aren't there. Some are out in the other sections of the cemetery. Then the committee got together and discussed this, and we would like to have this engraved on that blank spot. It says, "Though stones may crumble, names may fade, we honor all who are buried in this hallowed place." And that would give honor to our settlers. And just as information, the first person buried there was Nancy Lincoln, and she was the 9-year-old daughter of Dr. Lucas Lincoln. who was our first medical doctor here in Brimfield. And she died February the 28th of 1801. And then the last one buried there was a Jane Likens in 1904. So we're looking at 103 years of history in that little cemetery. So I would just like our trustee board to be aware of this, the wording on the stone.
And then you're gonna get a final price quote from Marble.
Right, Kevin's off today. I'll
Okay.
go over and see him tomorrow and get his opinion of what would really look good, which would go along with what we have here, what we've already decided on.
All right. No, that sounds great. It sounds great. I'm happy that you were working on that project and excited to see it happen.
It'll be good.
Great job. All right, anything else for the good of the order? All right, if not, I need a motion to end the meeting.
I move we adjourn.
All right, at 10:11, I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, roll call.
Oh, roll call, sorry.
Nick,
Yes,
Sue.
Yes.
meeting adjourned.